Well, it's our last night in California. We're heading to Reno, Nevada tomorrow to escape the heat, believe it or not, and because we have reservations. We're right now at Clear Lake, California. It's really hot here. It was 100 degrees yesterday. It's in the upper 90s right now. And unfortunately, our plan of swimming and paddleboarding fell through because the lake is very low and is experiencing a blue-green algae bloom right now. We're ready to go, I think, find some other places. This was a great spot to meet up with our friends Joe and Sheila, though, and spent last night with them. And we'll be heading east in the morning.
Look at that ditch. Look at our reflection in the truck.
Just a quick stopover in Reno, Nevada, where we had some propane issues, so we're gonna have to touch bases with that as we go. But short and sweet, we're done and packed up and ready to head out to the Nevada desert to do some boondocking.
A little tired this morning, and it's taken us a while to pack up, and we're missing steps. So always take your time and double check everything before you pull out.
Give yourself enough time too.
Yes, and don't forget your camera bag. Balance it on top of a shelf in the camper.
Absolutely. Well, after being on the coast with reservations for the past 3 weeks, it feels pretty good to be footloose and fancy-free, where we can camp basically anywhere we want to. That's public land. We're headed for Spencer Hot Springs, which is one of our favorites. We've been there a few times. We're hoping to beat the Friday crowds and get a nice little spot. Not too close to the hot springs, but close enough that we can enjoy them and do some stargazing. Excited. We first visited these hot springs 3 years ago when we were just traveling along the loneliest highway. Saw it on a map, and it's really nice. Right now there's nobody here. We've got our trailer set up by the main spring, which is what you just saw. But we are going to check out this other spring that we've never seen. Very sunny here at Spencer Hot Springs, and we've spent most of the time cowering in the RV from the sun and from quite a bit of wind this afternoon too. But you know what? Last night was so great here that we decided to stay another day and tolerate the heat and the wind just so we could have another awesome night here.
best time of day here.
This is it. This is why we waited around all day inside our RV, cowering from the sun and the wind. So nice out.
I just heard some coyotes calling. Good morning, Ollie. Oliver is driving on the very long road to the highway, towing the RV, and it's nice practice, and it's straight, and he's going at a nice 15 miles an hour. We just left Eli, and we're headed towards Great Basin National Park, and it's supposed to rain the next couple days. I don't think we're gonna stop in Great Basin again. We were there a few years ago. But we're gonna check out Sacramento Pass. There's some BLM camping up there. So we'll see. It's pretty neat out here.
We just landed at Sacramento Pass, and we're in a little free BLM campground. No amenities except for just vault toilets, but we've got everything we need. We filled up on water in Eli and dumped our tank. We are set for a little while. This is really nice. This campground has a good feel to it. Nice and clean, looks pretty new. I think we're good for tonight. Good morning. We are in the Snake Range of Nevada, just a few miles north of Great Basin National Park, which we went to a couple years ago, so we're probably not going to hit that today. We're almost on the border of Utah, and entering kind of a different part of our trip where we don't really have a set itinerary with reservations. We can slow down a little bit and take time deciding what we're going to do. And it's been kind of nice. We don't know exactly what we're going to do today. I think we are headed towards Yuba Lake State Park in Utah, unless something else presents itself between now and then. Utah! Woo!
Yuba Lake State Park.
We're here at Yuba Lake and playing on the paddleboard, and the dog got to swim, and I left the camera at the camper. So I ran back up to get the camera, and in the meantime, the biggest storm that just rolled in out of nowhere, and I can see the sheet of rain coming, and overhead just got extremely dark. So halfway back down to the lake, I see the family. They're coming up here. We're gonna head back and probably shelter from the rain in the camper. But it's starting to rain, and the awning was blowing away. The inner tube's gonna blow away. But it feels pretty nice out now.
Birds roll. Oh my god. Denver, 412 miles. Green River, 69.
As we're driving to the hot spring.
But this looks cool. This is going to be fun to explore. We're still in the state park, which we don't really want to be in. So as soon as we cross over the boundary, I think we're free to kind of get off-road a little bit and look for some more dispersed camping.
is that, huh?
Well, we rolled in here with about a quarter tank of gas, which at the time seemed like enough to get us out of here. But then I started getting just kind of this odd feeling like maybe that's not enough, especially if we want to drive around and get to some trailheads and see some of the cool things that are around here. So Louise got up early this morning, and she and Ben drove all the way to Hanksville, filled the truck up with gas while the truck was unhitched, and brought it back. Now we have a full tank of gas and we can go roam around. We're thinking we're going to change camps. Not because this one's not fun, but because there's some that are funner, we think. And it's really empty around here. Beautiful. Excited to see what else lies around the corner.
He's eating a bush.
Ooh, Temple Mountain Road. This looks really cool. It's kind of a climb.
I went up that way. Behind the Reef Road, and Oliver is driving this technical road.
Looks kind of cool. Let's go see. Surprise hike into Crack Canyon. Well, this is kind of fun. Supposedly there's a slot canyon up ahead. We'll see. This is fun.
Ooh, I'm going down there.
Go down there for sure.
wanted to climb that wall.
This is really neat. That's so cool. Awesome.
Bell and Little Horse Canyons. Let's go check it out. We've been in the slot part of this canyon for over a mile, and it doesn't show any signs of stopping. We weren't expecting Slot Canyon to just be the entire length of the canyon, but it looks like it is. Places that were so narrow you couldn't even have your shoe flat on the bottom of the canyon. It's just really cool. This is a great canyon. Very cool little desert adventure.
Awesome.
Well, that about wraps this one up, guys. We've got a couple more pit stops and then we're headed to Colorado. So join us in a week. We'll see you guys.
See you next week.